Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to RedditLord. Today we'll look at a malicious compliance story, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. For a bit of a backstory, my father is a bit of a special case. My younger brother, henceforth called Ginger, was diagnosed with autoimmune diabetes type 1 at the age of 4. This was just over a decade ago. When my father was trained to manage his diabetes, he let his ego get the better of him and denied my mother and myself access to the free training the endocrine team were offering to the family to keep my brother alive. His mentality, I think, was a too many chefs in the kitchen approach, but I think in this case it was wrong. Fast forward to today, I live with my mother, and he lives with my father. Most of us don't get along, specifically anything to do with my father ends in a shit show. Story for another sub. My brother came over to visit a few days ago. While he was here, my father sent me a number of messages. I'll spare you the uncut version and give you the finer points. He wanted me to remind my brother to take his insulin, bring my brother home by 10 a.m. Monday no matter what, not to bother him if my brother's diabetes is acting up, such as ketoacidosis, low glucose levels, etc. Mind you, I'm not trained to deal with his diabetes, so I trust that my brother's 14 years of having this condition has taught him what the correct course of action is for certain things. In addition, my father's old words, "his diabetes isn't your business, piss off," still ring in my ears to this day. So naturally I decide to comply as maliciously as possible while keeping my brother alive. My brother forgot to take his late night insulin on Saturday and Sunday, despite me reminding him. From what I understand, this causes him to have insanely high glucose readings during the night and into the early morning, which in turn causes ketoacidosis. The insulin he's supposed to take is slow acting and peters out after about 8 hours, designed to get him through the night. Naturally, he wakes up at 9 a.m. vomiting. Normally I'd contact my father for how to treat this, but seeing as I'm not to disturb him, I instead ask my brother what he needs to do. Can you prepare a glass of lemonade and mix in a spoonful of sugar? Pro tip for anyone who has a diabetic relative. This is the very last thing you ever want to give a diabetic, especially for ketoacidosis, but alas, I gave him this, because hindsight is 20/20. He gets about halfway through it before he's spewing it back up. At this point, I have to get him in the car and back home to make the 10 a.m. drop-off time, so I get him in the car with a barf bag and head on over to my father's place. When I get there, Ginger is almost completely passed out. My father sees this, he met us in the driveway, and freaks out, starts screaming at me and calls an ambulance. When they arrive, I'm asked what he's had and what insulin he's taken. Paramedics are PM1 through 3. What did he have for dinner last night? Mashed potatoes, grilled lamb, and assorted vegetables. How about his insulin? I don't know. For him to be like this, he had to have missed a lot of his insulin. Do you know what the last amount of insulin he had was? I don't know, I'm not sure. Is that like a pill he takes? A pill? Not for his diabetes. It'd be a syringe or a pen. What insulins does he normally take? You'll have to ask my father. He was trained about all this and refused to train me. Really? Do you mind if we have a word with your father in private? Sure, go ahead. I went and checked on Ginger while they spoke to my father in the house. My brother was given morphine for the stomach pains he was dealing with, and some fast-acting insulin to try and combat the effects of the ketoacidosis, but was in the ambulance ready to be taken away. When the paramedics came back, my father looked more defeated than ever. Apparently he'd been lectured hard in there over not training me or my mother, because the paramedics gave me a card with the number to call and basically ordered me to organize diabetes training as soon as possible. The ambulance bill was put in my father's name. That cost him a few $100s. For anyone concerned, my brother is still in the hospital, and they have him on a saline insulin IV. He'll be fine. He can't get any worse under the hospital's care. And I'm getting the training done early in the new year. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the videos that are on your screen because I'm sure that you love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.